Hello friends, welcome back to Raju Notes channel, your fortnightly update for the current affairs, majority of which focuses on India and a few important developments in this field of science and technology across the world, and also few important relations concerning India. Well, my updates are useful for any kind of entrance examination and other civil services examination also. If you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe to it and please encourage me by pushing that like button. And today in this fortnight, the majority of it would be the Israel and Palestine, followed by the COVID updates and other things. We will quickly cover about 50 updates in this episode, which can be of some value to you in your examination as far as the current affairs is concerned. Okay, the Pakistan is receiving about 1,000 odd crores from the World Bank to aid the vaccination drive. Well, I am not against any kind of a drive on which can save lives and which should be there, but Pakistan has got a much needed breather, I must say, in this tough times when the FATF sword was hanging on their necks, and now it is getting 1,121 crores from World Bank to aid the vaccination drive. But we understand that what Pakistan does with this money, it is that lobby which there in Pakistan, which the elite military lobby, which guzzles down half of this, and then it goes into the ISI and it goes on to anti-India activities and such other things. So unfortunate part, but yes, I hope something goes out to the people who are much needed for this. As part of the World Bank's program, the World Bank has also approved about 768 million to support vaccination purchases overall, also in the surrounding countries of Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. Well, coming on to the Afghanistan part, in a very open forum, President Ashraf Ghani said that the peace or hostility in Afghanistan is now in Pakistan's hand. It is absolutely true what he said. With the removal of or withdrawal of US troops, the Taliban has received the logistic, financial, and other directives from Pakistani based ISI agency, and it will be, as my speculations has been right from the start, that it will be a game changer the moment US leaves Afghanistan, and either Pakistan will destroy itself or it will create it will become a bigger nuisance to the world. We have to just wait and see for that. The sole reaction coming from India on the entire Israel and Palestine conflict was was given by the Indian representative, Mr. T.S. Trimurti, who and the United Nations Security Council said that we urge both the sides to show extreme restraint and desist from actions that can escalate tensions and unilaterally change the status quo. Well, India's policy towards Israel and Palestine has been, it has always supported the two-nation theory, and it generally tries to remain neutral in both the cases. It doesn't side with Palestine, or it doesn't side with Israel also. However, in a statement before this, he had said that India supports the two-nation theory of the Palestine, and it inclined towards Palestine. Well, one must understand that India has got a lot of reliance on the Arab world, Arab nations, for not only for oil but also for the member states who will be voting for India in the United Nations Security Council. So India is following its own diplomatic channels and backdoor talks with the other countries, but overtly it has been towards pro-Palestine. The much talked about the DRDO's drug, which we covered last time and also in little detail, was this 2-DG drug, or the 2-deoxy D-glucose drug. Well, that has finally been rolled out. Each sachet was costing about 990 rupees, what I have seen from the photographs, and let's hope this can bring down the requirement of oxygen for the patients. The Jal Jeevan mission, which we had covered almost about 10 episodes back, that the central government has presently released 5,968 crore to 15 states, and for the implementation of this Jal Jeevan mission for the financial year 2021. And as much as 93% of the fund will be utilized on developing the water supply and infrastructure, 5% on support activities, and 2% on water quality monitoring. One should understand that yes, the country is reeling under COVID situation. However, the other things are also going on. One should not lose a sight of it. So in case if some question figures out as to what is the latest about Jal Jeevan mission, then well, you can just give out such approximately 6,000 crores is what you should remember. Well, amid the US Israel and Palestine conflict, the Joe Biden administration approved the potential sale of $735 million dollars worth precision guided munition to Israel, and it intends to support it. Well, it's a win-win situation for US. Any war anywhere, US is the biggest gainer of from these conflicts, and it keeps money. Well, Turkish President Erdogan criticized the sale, saying that US is writing history with his blood hands. But Turkey is in a very strange country, I must say. It's a NATO ally, wants everything what from US, but tries to be a head of Islamic bloc, and criticizes criticizes US. Well, I really don't understand the Turkish way it is going, but yeah, one should be aware as to how the NATO ally of in terms of Turkey behaves. Well, President Ghani says that once the US troops pull out of the Afghanistan, the government forces are ready to fight Taliban. That in case they have to do, there's nothing great. But this will be a flashpoint. I am very sure after this corona is over, the flashpoint in terms of geopolitical issues happening, and the Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran. This are the points on the world map to be looked after. We had discussed a bank, People's Bank of China (PBOC's) policy separately, and also how they have created a virtual money, which they have being started distributing to its citizens, and as first as trial run, now citizens are being paid in that virtual money of e-yuan in China. Now China is now a little, I must say, overtly, it will not say anything, but yes, it has worried about these virtual currencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and the Ripple. They have totally warned people against trading in such currencies, anything other than China, because if people start trading in the Ethereum or Bitcoins, then China will lose its money power, what it is trying to gain onto the world. Well, virtually it tries to say so many things, but yes, it has a problem. The Indian Army has developed a very simple yet a very efficient means to convert the liquid oxygen to oxygen gas, which can be administered to the patients. With a single system, a single modification, what they have done, a 2 liquid cylinder is capable of providing oxygen to 40 beds for a duration of 2 to 3 days. So it's a beautiful way what they have done, a modification. It is being administered at least in the Indian Army basis. So the unnecessary wastage of a normal oxygen cylinder can come down. Well, the support for such modifications to the Indian Army were provided by the CSIR and the DRDO. DRDO has been doing some wonderful innovations in this COVID time. It is helping to improve the DRDO's figure, which was really down for quite some time, maybe about 2 decades back. Now, DRDO has developed a COVID-19 antibody detection kit called as DIPCOVIN. And this can assess whether a person has been exposed to COVID SARS-2 virus, and can detect it with 97% of sensitivity and 99% specificity. Well, it requires about 75 minutes for the test and has 18 months shelf life, and it is expected to be very cheap at around 75 rupees per test. So hope it is launched soon. It is supposed to launch in June 2021. The Ayush Ministry has launched COVID-19 helplines for counseling and remedies. In addition to the COVID, it's a pan-India operational helpline from morning 6 a.m. on all days, and it will address people's queries from streams like Ayurveda, homeopathy, yoga, etc. And I think Indian government has made it made a appeal to all the channels to show these numbers on their news channels. After 11 days of intense fighting between Hamas and Israeli forces, finally the peace was brokered after 11 days, and this peace was mediated by the Egypt. And it was seen at the moment this was announced. The news channels started reporting people in Gaza celebrating on streets and with Palestinian dancing on the flags, dancing on the streets, and flags were being shown. Well, why I am covering this point is it was projected as if the Palestinians had a major victory in this overall conflict which has happened. This point is only to note that how even the international media is biased towards one side of the story. Just keep that point in mind. The External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jaishankar, was supposed to visit from US from May 24 to 28. He did visit that. It was on the basis of to discuss the vaccination production part. But we all understand that when an external affairs minister visits a foreign country, there are some backdoor talks as well. As expected, a Chinese document has revealed that any successor to the present Dalai Lama should be approved by China. And the reincarnation of Dalai Lama and other grand living Buddhas has to be subject of approval from Chinese government since the Qing dynasty. Well, that is why this is all about. And China claims that Tibet is its part, and Dalai Lama's I mean to say, he is seen as a threat to China. Let's see how these things also turn out. This is a issue which will be raking up very soon. Very interesting news coming in from Pakistan. Pakistan has delivered 3 domestically made JF-17 fighters to Nigeria. Well, it is really amusing. Reasons is that we first of all know that JF-17 is a reverse collaboration, and it is produced and manufactured by China. And now Pakistan wishes to confirm that they are manufacturing JF-17s and handing it over to Nigeria. I understand they must have handed over, but we should know that there is a video also which shows these 3 fighters taking off from Pakistan, and this were given to the Nigeria for their 57th anniversary. But my take is that these must be those refurbished aircrafts which have been provided to Nigeria. Well, on 22nd of this month, the Odisha's capital Bhubaneswar witnessed the Zero Shadow Day. This is what you need to remember. What is Zero Shadow Day? Well, it is a celestial phenomena which happens, and it is best seen in the location of Odisha's capital called as Bhubaneswar. It occurs twice every year for the locations between plus 23.5 and minus 23.5 degrees of latitude, when the sun does not cast a shadow on the object exactly in the afternoon. Like if you stand, when a person stands on the road, the shadow is exactly beneath the legs, so it is almost like you don't have a shadow for yourself on this day. And US in a very revealing report, US considered nuclear strikes on China in 1958 over Taiwan. Well, at this time, there was a letter, there was a report, and it was planned that the US planners were planning to strike nuclear bombs onto Chinese mainland in 1958 to protect Taiwan from invasion. And they were also ready that they assumed that the Soviet Union will also jump into this field once the nuclear strikes happen. But US was ready to accept this risk and were planning to strike. Well, these reports being made public now, maybe it's a deterrence, we can't say, but maybe it's a way that to assure US assuring Taiwan that it is standing by its side, and in addition to whatever exercises we have been seeing in the recent days. Well, the International Hockey Federation, which is called as FIH, has re-elected, I must say, an Indian for the second time, and by name Mr. Narendra Batra, and he had won by two votes, securing 63 out of 124 votes, and he defeated the Belgium's Mark Condon and in these things. So just to make that Indians' presence, which is being felt now across the higher boards. Well, a Pakistani soldier was killed when Afghanistan militants fired across the border at a military post in the northwestern Pakistan. They said that the attack took place in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province on Saturday night, and Pakistan condemned the use of Afghan soil by militants for attacking their targets inside Pakistan. Well, this is just one of the trailer which is going to happen, and it will happen very soon. That this flashpoint will escalate so much between the own forces of Pakistan, the terrorists inside Pakistan, the terrorists across the Pakistan in the Afghanistan border, the Afghanistans themselves, and it is going to be a flashpoint for sure. Well, after the 11 days ceasefire and other things, the Israelis allowed 120 Jews to visit the Jerusalem site and near the Alaska Mosque, and where the protest has taken place, triggering the 11 days of violence. And the police had barred the entry of Muslims under the age of 45 and young Palestinians from visiting the site, fearing such kind of again attacks. So basically, I mean to say that though the peace has been achieved in the region, but it is still sitting on gunpowder. A small spark may again push the place into a explosive situation. We have been studying about the some kind of a crew who can go into space and come back again in something like a normal aircraft. Well, Virgin Galactica has successfully launched the crew test flights to space. It was launched from New Mexico with two pilots, and it was called as VMS Eve. The spacecraft reached the altitude of about 89.2 kilometers, stayed in the space, and finally glided back to the Earth. So basically, imagine going into space by sitting in an aircraft. So maybe someday it'll be your Ola Uber taxi for the space station. Like you want to go and stay in a space station, you are no more into that rocket kind of a thing. You just take off from an airport, go into the space station, dock yourself there, transfer whatever, and then come back. So that is initially that was a virtuality now, but presently it is a reality. Well, Indian Army has been constantly trying, not only Army, all the three services of Indian Armed Forces have been trying to help the COVID patients. When the latest one, the Indian Army has set up about 100-bed COVID-19 facility at Ulsur in Bangalore. And these cases are for the mild cases. And out of this 100 beds, about 55 of them have been fitted with the oxygen support beds. And the GOC of the Karnataka Kerala subdivision had inaugurated this. Well, the cyclone Yas had struck the Indian eastern parts, had caused considerable damage to the Orissa and West Bengal. And the Indian armed forces were deployed in both the states much ahead of the cyclone for the rescue and relief operation, in addition to the NDRF. Well, if there is any question which figures out as to why Indian Army is being pressed every time there is a natural calamity, but you can always say that the NDRF is presently shifting that. There is a shift from the erstwhile about what was there about 2 to 3 decades back, where Army used to push in, but NDRF nowadays is capable of carrying out this rescue and relief operations. The Chinese dream, which I have been constantly telling, that China has gone ahead and it is its overall aim to finally replace dollar as the world currency by its yuan, both in hard cash and in the digital yuan. But China has been saying that it has no intentions of replacing the dollar. Well, this itself is a statement that they have the intentions of replacing it with the dollar. So they will do all possible things, and you should be well aware that they will probably give out for roll out freebies for Chinese yuan, or maybe you start getting promotional money also to buy things from the net. Well, because in the one of the recent cases, we have seen the Chinese yuan now being accepted in Sri Lankan territories. And now with the Sri Lankan port also totally under China, the China has now created a new passport even to visit in Sri Lanka. So just imagine, in Sri Lanka, people of Sri Lankans cannot go to that port without a valid Chinese passport. How cruel is that? Coming on to this US support to speaking on this ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, Joe Biden said that creating a Palestine state along Israel as part of two-nation solution is the only answer to the conflict. And I hope that is okay. Let everybody stay happy. If there is two states who wants to maintain their peace, I think it should be given. China has developed an unmanned aerial vehicle called as UAV, which has got a capability to deploy along the line of actual control with India in Kailash mountain range. Well, this is the UAVs which have been undertaken by the Halen aviation team. These UAVs, how and why they are different? It is different because UAVs cannot operate at such heights, and also since that place is with rarefied oxygen and atmosphere, it requires a special type of UAV. Well, China is working on to that. You can connect these dots with my next updates as to this UAV now coming in and the other region. China, in its latest statement, also had said that it does not believe that India first of all protests and saying that the CPEC project with Pakistan, it disregards India's sovereignty, because the road passes through the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is said to be that of India. But China's leaders have openly said that it doesn't affect its stand on Kashmir issue. They consider it as to be Pakistani territory, yes, and known fact, China will stand with Pakistan on this kind of issue because it is his interests which are getting affected. Just imagine the entire CPEC project going rogue, and the kind of investment what China has already put onto going completely waste. There has been the developments of infrastructure taking place at the LAC in Ladakh and northeastern region, with Chinese activities also going up. We have seen in one of the next updates, we can see that the China is also building up its troops again as we speak, again onto the borders. There were speculations that China has again come into the Indian territory, which was though turned down by our Chief of Army Staff. But just remember that something right now is also happening at the border. Prasar Bharati has finally taken a good step. It is planning to launch DD International. Well, the country has never been proactive as far as the news is concerned. It has been constantly battling with fake news and other things, and the a narrative which is being built up by channels like Al Jazeera, the AP News, and other things, kind of genocide which is happening in Kashmir, kind of COVID deaths which are happening, kind of government's failure which is happening, which is a false narrative which will be built up. And there are some political parties and some political figures who are giving out false narrative, false speeches also. So there has been no platform centrally for India which can either confirm or deny this fact. So Prasar Bharati's this thing, I think, is a good step in this direction, wherein the India's government stand should be made clear through some kind of an agency. Well, the next update, I want you to remember this word Havana syndrome. Well, what is Havana syndrome? Havana syndrome is basically it is an adversary using a microwave or a radio wave weapon to attack the brains of U.S. diplomats, spies, military personnel in the other countries, various other countries. And this is a point which has been troubling the previous governments of US constantly. And it is said that this was used this kind of attack was used in Havana for the first time on the US people, wherein they were subjected to long radiations of this of microwaves, so that their brains got affected, or they would have some kind of a medical problems. So this was specifically targeted against the US personnel. The Vikram Sarabhai Space Center (VSSC) has developed oxygen concentrator, which is called a SWAS, and it has developed at a cost of about 60,000 for the industrial uses. And it has finally not only developed that, it has also transferred the technology of making this SWAS to the industry. Well, once the industries pick this technology, then the oxygen concentrators, which cost about a lakh plus, will come down to much less, maybe by around 50,000 or so. So this is again a step towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat. New technology, emerging technology in the military field. It is planned. The US is planning to rather fix the soft recoil gun technology, that is SRTs, onto the combat vehicles, maybe which with a pair of Humvees equipped with 105 howitzers. Well, please understand that the 105s and other things, they are light guns, but now they will be able to mount this, and the vehicle should be able to sustain the reactions or blowback actions or the jerks which the weapon will give to the platform. So therefore the soft recoil gun technology is one which is the latest in the armed forces. Well, we just discussed the External Affairs Minister Jaishankar arriving in New York to discuss the COVID-related cooperations with the US, and we that have gone out successfully, wherein he has discussed many things, overtly some things and covertly some things, but whatever it is, every discussion turns out to be a good thing. Well, in a very recent case, Bangladesh was threatened directly by China. All these days it was covertly telling, but it has directly threatened China with the Bangladesh. Bangladesh wants to join the triad, and it has faced quite a backlash from China over its participation. And Quad per se, between US, Japan, India, and Australia are now open to more countries, including the smaller island countries along the Pearl of Strings type, so that the countries are able to do some meaningful pressure onto China, other than the normal four major countries doing it. More the participation, better the results. So yes, China is certainly outraged from this kind of a advancement happening. And again, one more input from China: the Muslims who fled from the Uyghur Muslims who fled from China and in Pakistan are now actually coming out in open and narrating the stories of the atrocities what have been committed on them from in China. And let's see these Pakistani government how it reacts, because in the recent one of the interviews, Pakistani Prime Minister, when asked what is his take on Uyghur Muslims, he said, I must say, he shamelessly says that I am not aware of any such problem in China. Obviously he will not be aware, because he is with a begging bowl in front of China all the time, so he as such will not be aware. And even though if he is aware, he cannot do anything, because it is the feeding hand which he doesn't want to cut. But yes, the world is now taking cognizance of these genocides and the atrocities being done onto one particular community in China. The Indian Navy has requested for 6 more nuclear submarines, for the next 30 years to deal with the Chinese expanding navy. India has presently one sole nuclear powered submarine called as INS Chakra, and the proposal has been given to the Indian government. Hope we hear a new induction very soon. Well, as I was telling you, the China, as of now, as we speak, also is deploying large number of its forces along the Ladakh front, and India is keeping a close watch on this development which is happening. Whenever China has gets into some kind of a trouble, he first tries to do this such activities. I have no idea what now China is trying to create, but yes, Indian Army is on the lookout. There were speculations that when Donald Trump was voted out and when Joe Biden came in, that will US provide security assistance to Pakistan now that the Democrats have gone and Republicans have come in. Sorry. Well, he that was clarified, and it says the Joe Biden's administration had made it very clear that the security assistance from US to Pakistan will remain suspended, as they are not satisfied with the role of Pakistan in fight against terrorism. Well, that's a very good thing. Let it know. A very prominent and a very major milestone, which I must say during these fortnight, has been that UK and India have began preparations for a free trade. Well, India has been trying hard to achieve this. It has partially achieved its success in perusing this case of free trade, and I think very soon we will have something from the European nation also about this free trade. Well, if this comes through, then we will be able to effectively counter the Chinese hand, or I must say Chinese dominance in this field. The Defense Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, has launched an online media consultation platform for all the armed forces personnel, whether it's serving or retired, from the comforts of their homes. And it is called as Sehat OPD, and you can be accessed through sehatopd.in, and wherein free, once you register yourself, you on your name, your spouse name, maybe your dependent, you are given free video counseling, video consultation with the doctor, and e-prescription is also given, which can be utilized. So a good thing for these soldiers and their families who are also suffering this COVID pandemic. Well, India is building a new air base in Mauritius. Well, we have been using Mauritius as our India's military base from long time, and that is from 2015 onwards. And now we are financing a new 3-kilometer long runway on the island of North Agilaga, where the airfield is being built. This is a very strategic airfield, I must say, and it will be useful to keep a check on the sea routes, which are, or the, I must say, the shipping lanes from the Middle East to the Indian side. So it is a very good thing. Yes, India is incorporating losses financially by putting more and more money towards Mauritius, but well, that is the hour of the need of the hour. To counter the Chinese UAVs which have been deployed, which we have just finished, the India is also deploying the Heron drones along the LAC, which it has recently acquired from Israel. Well, these are much better versions of drones than those of Chinese, and they going into operation is a good thing for India. A warning has been received from Taliban that it will not allow any kind of US bases in Pakistan. Well, it was speculated that once the US forces move out of Afghanistan, they are likely to temporarily have some forces, airfields, bases in Pakistan. On this news, there was a lot of unrest in Pakistan. Prime Minister had to himself come. I think the foreign minister had to come and clarify that they are not allowing any kind of US airfields or bases in Pakistan. Before that, the Taliban had issued this warning to Pakistan that in case they allow any US airbase inside Pakistan, they will have to face the repercussions. Well, that was the thing which I was talking about earlier also. Open skies pact is what you should remember. Russia has said that US decision of not joining the open skies policy is a bad thing. Well, Donald Trump had withdrew from US from this treaty, which allows unmanned surveillance flights over member countries last year. Well, it says that this treaty would lose much of its utility without the participation from Kremlin and US. Point to remember is what is Open Skies Pact. Well, there was a resolution in the United Nations Human Rights Commission to set up a commission or an inquiry on human rights violation in the occupied Palestine territory, including the Eastern Jerusalem and Israel. Well, India had abstained in this voting in the United Nations, and in this voting, finally, the 24 members voted in favor of a resolution, whereas 9 members had opposed this resolution. So this is just to give you what India's stand is on this. As all this country is been reeling under pandemic and all such things are happening, the 6th batch of Rafale have also finally landed into the in India. So now the 2nd squadron in the eastern parts of the country is also started inducting Rafale, with 1 squadron already on ground. We have just spoken about India's absence from the UN Council. Well, French President Macron has said that France will withdraw its troops from Mali if the country, Mali itself, is moving towards Islamic radicalization amidst its political instability. We should understand Mali has recently witnessed a lot of France operations wherein lots of terrorists Islamic terrorists were killed. And France, as of now, has more than 5,000 troops deployed in this region to fight the militants. And I think this will wrap up this issue with this supercomputer, which is at the NERSC, and it is called as Perlmutter. The computer is supposed to be one of the fastest supercomputers in the world, and it will be tasked with number of projects, which including the assembling of largest 3D map visible to universe of up to date. So it will be computing a lot of complex data, and I think it can capture images of up to 5,000 galaxies in a single exposure. Well, this is a supercomputer named after Saul Perlmutter. So he was a Nobel Prize winner in 2011. Well, you should just remember, if you hear something about the name supercomputer Perlmutter, what is it, you should be able to answer some question. Well, that's it, friends, and I think I have covered about 50 updates in about 38 odd minutes. If you like any part of it, please do help me and encourage me by pressing that like button, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe to it. And in case if you are for not following me, and if you are just following me, please do visit my previous videos for a continuous update. Thank you so much. Stay home and stay safe.